Hey everyone, Slambo here, hopping on another thread. This one is the blues vinyl tag. Took me a little while to pull everything together because I was looking for one item that was one of my earliest acquisitions. I just could not find it, and we'll get to that once we get down in the questions here. So this is the blues vinyl tag, started by Blues Guy Vinyl. I've got a mix of LPs, CDs, and a couple of other formats in here. It's no 8 tracks, but it's all either records or CDs. So starting off, we've got 20 questions here. Starting off, question number 1, an electric blues album. And my pick is J.J. Cale and Eric Clapton. This is the album The Road to Escondido. It doesn't say it on the front, it just says Escondido there on the sign. And I picked this one because if we look in the little booklet that comes with it, there they are, both playing electric guitars. So this is another one that I need to listen to again because it's been a while. It also came with a little $5 gift certificate from the Eric Clapton online store, but it says it expires in December 31st, 2008. So it's a little late to redeem that. Second question. An acoustic blues album. Well, that one's pretty easy for me because most of what I've got is older and a lot of pre-war stuff. And my pick for that one is Bix Beiderbecke, Singin' the Blues, Volume 1. So this one has tracks on it including Crazy Cat, Just an Hour of Love, I'm Wonderin' Who, Blue River, For No Reason at All, Way Down Yonder in New Orleans, Riverboat Shuffle, Ostrich Walk, and a whole bunch more, including the title track, Singin' the Blues. This one is just a single CD on Columbia. All right, third question. Whoopee, a live blues album. Well, that one was pretty easy to pick. Blues Brothers, Briefcase Full of Blues. This one was recorded, let's see, I saw it on here earlier today. There it is, recorded live at the Universal Amphitheater in LA in 1978. So Blues Brothers, Briefcase Full of Blues for the live blues album. Next question. Show a gatefold or double album. I don't have any gatefold records in blues yet, but I do have a bunch of double CDs, and the one I'm picking there is in the nice big chunky thick case, Them Dirty Blues. And the subtitle is A Double Disc Copulation Compilation, like it says there at the bottom. So there's the first disc on Jazz Records, and then the second disc is over there on the back. A lot of suggestive lyrics, shall we say. Next question. Your oldest album by year or how long you've had it? Well, a first thing that I thought of was the Robert Johnson compilation, but I'm sure that several people are going to show that. So I'm going to go a bit older and show a compilation of wax cylinder recordings from Ada Jones and Billy Murray. There's a bunch of the songs on here that could be considered blues. In the Good Old Summertime, He Never Even Said Goodbye, She Forgot to Bring Him Back, Willie's Got Another Girl Now, and then there's a few others in here. Some of these are listed as comic songs, which is the main reason that I got this compilation. This was released in 1999 by Glenn Sage in Portland, Oregon on a private pressing. So if you like old stuff, especially stuff between 1900 and 1910, let's see, the oldest one on here is 1904, and it looks like the newest is 1911. This is a great compilation to get, because you don't have to worry about pulling out a wax cylinder player. It's already done for you and transferred onto CD. All right, so next question. Your newest album or the most recent find? Well, the newest that I could find in my collection, according to Discogs, was actually 11 years old. It's 2010, and that's the Carolina Chocolate Drops with the Genuine Negro Jig. And this one is as close as I'm going to get to a gatefold, even though it's a CD. And then the backside, there's those two. So Carolina Chocolate Drops, released on None Such Records, 2010. It's my newest blues record. Next question, show a blues 45. I'm going to dip in back again into the comedy 45s with Weird Al Yankovic. On one side, we've got Ricky, but on the back side is the Buckingham Blues. So there's a blues 45. Next question on the list, show a blues 10-inch. Well, I have one or two 10-inch records in jazz that I've shown before, but this is blues, so I'm dipping back down into the 78s for this one. And we're going with Count Basie and his orchestra. And this one, we've got the Farewell Blues on one side, and we've got the Way Back Blues on the other side. There we go. So not only is it a 78, but it's blues on both sides of the 78. All right, next question. A Chess Records label record. Well, I have two in my collection, and one of them is not really blues. It's more lounge and comedy, but this one is definitely blues. It's a CD reissue of the London Muddy Waters session. And there's the logo down there at the bottom, Chess Records. 9 tracks on here. Really fun record to listen to. Alright, next question. Something on Denmark Records. I don't have any Denmark records in my collection yet, so I'm going to have to pass on that one. And the next one is almost a pass, but Alligator Records. It's almost a pass, I say, because I do have something that says Alligator on it, and it's kind of southern blues, Zydeco blues. It's Alligator Stomp. This is a compilation released on Rhino Records. It does have some blues on here. It's got the Louisiana Blues by Joel Saunier. 18 songs on here, and that's the only, or Louisiana Blues is the only one that actually says blues in the title. There's the track list there. There's the glare. And it's not really focusing well on there, is it? All right. So anyway, Alligator Stomp is the closest that I get to something on Alligator Records. Next question, show something on a smaller or indie blues label. And for that one, we pick out John Lee Hooker's 20 Greatest Hits. This one is an album on Blue City Records. And down at the bottom here, it says printed in West Germany. So this would have been created before 1990. It doesn't say on the back there. Does it say on the inside? There it is, 1988, MCR Productions, made in Holland. So the disc was created in the Netherlands, but the cover and the back were printed in Germany of songs recorded in the U.S. by definitely a U.S. artist. John Lee Hooker, 20 Greatest Hits, my choice for the smaller indie blues label. Blues album in a regional style is the next question. So for that one, I'm going to go with New Orleans blues. And we'll take Dr. John with Creole Moon. So this one has a bunch of southern New Orleans style blues. And there's the back of it. Released in 2001 on Blue Note. And if we open it up, it's got the cover reproduced on the CD itself. And there he is over there singing. So Dr. John for New Orleans blues for the regional style. Next question, a psych blues album. This is another one I'm going to have to pass on because I don't yet have any psych blues in my collection. I don't really have anything that's even close right now. I've got some psychedelic stuff from groups, big groups like the Beatles, but no psych blues specifically. So I'm going to have to pass on number 14. Number 15, show a British blues album. Well, I don't have any blues by British artists, but I do have Jimmy Lunsford, and this album is The Swingin' Mr. Lunsford, pressed on Empress Records, so a blues record that was made in the UK. So this one has a bunch of songs on it. It's got 20 songs. Let's see, and there's the back so you can see the track listing. But something printed or pressed on a UK release is the closest that I get to a British blues album. Next one, an album by a king of the blues, somebody with king in their names. Well, we've got one definitely, and that's Ridin' with the King with Eric Clapton and B.B. King. It's got 12 tracks on it. This was released in, does it say on the back here? It says 2000 is what it says. There it is. So there's the track list and the detail of the front of the car. And if you open it up, you see the whole car. Or at least more of the car. And there's the disc. And that's, of course, a little crooked. Let's straighten it out. There we go. On Reprise Records. Another little picture of their guitars in the back of the car there. So Ridin' with the King is my choice for an album by the King of the Blues. Next is an album in delicious color. Well, I don't have any strictly blues records that are pressed on colored vinyl, but one of my recent acquisitions, Jack Teagarden, It's Time for Teagarden. This one has a couple of blues songs on it. It's got Prelude to the Blues. It's got Bashful Baby Blues and a couple of others that you can do in a blues style. But this one is the one I'm picking for this question because it's clear red vinyl. And it's the closest that I come to a colored vinyl for a blues record. You know, it's got some blues tracks on it, but it's definitely not straight black vinyl. Next question, number 18. A friend had the blues and you caught it too, so a recommendation. About 30-ish years ago, when I first went through college, I was working in the dorm cafeterias, and one of my friends there said that I would really like this artist from the records where he's shown as clean shaven. And that artist is, of course, Bob Dylan. This one is Hard Rain. It's got a few blues tracks on there. Don't need to say very much about Bob Dylan. Most of you should know who he is and what he did. But the recommendation that I got was look for the Dylan records where he's clean shaven, and that's definitely one of them. Number 19, Eureka, a glorious blues find or discovery. I'm going to pick one that I found in a thrift shop, and it's Leon Redbone. And this one is From Branch to Branch. And I picked this one because I saw Leon Redbone live at the Egyptian Theater in DeKalb, Illinois. And then a little bit later is when I found this record. So I'll pull it out here. This big Atlantic inner sleeve. Really interesting label on this one. Emerald City Records. Oop, the other way. There it goes. So Leon Redbone, From Branch to Branch, is my pick for a glorious find or discovery. The last question on the list. The first blues album that you remember getting. This is the one that had me looking around my collection for a long time and made the delay in recording this. The first blues album that I remember getting was actually a cassette of Muddy Waters. And it's one that I didn't actually purchase, but I found it on the street. It was sitting there on the ground while I was going to college at UCR. I picked it up and started listening to it and really enjoyed it. And then it became one of my go-tos that I would stuff in my Walkman and ride my bike around campus. So this was about 91-ish, 88 to 90, somewhere in that range that I found it. But it's the first blues record that I know that I acquired. I couldn't find it in my collection, but I'm sure I've got it stuffed away in a box somewhere, because I don't throw things like that away. So that's my picks for the blues vinyl tag. I had to take a pass on a couple of them because I don't have anything that quite matches a couple of the questions in there. But you know, like it was said in the announcement video, you don't have to get absolutely everything to participate. Just get as many as you can. So now I'm wondering what the next vinyl tag will be. We had the generic vinyl tag at the start of the year. We had the jazz vinyl tag, and then the country vinyl tag. Now the blues vinyl tag. Next couple ones, I could see someone doing a metal vinyl tag or a psych vinyl tag. Both of those, I'm going to have to pass on both of those if they're created. I would be happy to create a comedy vinyl tag, but I don't think that we'd get very much traction from it because I'm the only one that's really collecting a ton of comedy. I might try it anyway just to see what happens and see how many people hop onto that and see what we get from it. So we'll see. So that's what I've got today. See you next time.